All right. Okay. And there is our desktop sound. Good. All right. Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Bernie and I'm sorry I am so late today. You know, real life happens and that's that. So, but today, as you can see, we are playing some more Legends of Runeterra, and it looks like it's Legends of Runeterra's second anniversary. Congratulations, Riot, for having a game that survived 2 years and is going pretty strong so far. I've started playing since actually I believe the open beta, right before the actual release, and it was probably one of the few carding games. Like, I don't think I've been what you call it, pulled into a card game faster than I did with Legends of Runeterra. So give me a couple seconds. But poor Puppers needs to go potty, it looks like. All right, give me a second. See, be right back. All right, sorry about that. Cool. All right, back. So puppy's satisfied now, hopefully. Probably not. She's very, very needy. Okay, cool. So on this second anniversary of Legends of Runeterra, we're gonna go ahead and play a couple games, whatnot. No, it's late, but hey, it is what it is. So, still, I still have the Ukraine flag up because, well, they are still being invaded. So, there really hasn't been a lot of like real substantive updates as far as the battle is concerned. Once again, it is picked up in the east right now, and the Russians are attacking from the east right now, which is, I believe, a little bit more advantageous for them because they have a little bit more allies. I believe as of right now there is a very big concern that I believe it's like Mariupol, and there's another country that could also land themselves in the crossfire. I believe that one of Russia's major concerns is that, and reasonings behind, or at least one of the ones that they say is their major reasonings behind why they are attacking, is because because of NATO expansion, our imperialist expansion. And one of the things that you have to kind of realize when it comes to Russia and Russia's state media is that, kind of like, I guess, the GOP here, and actually more so like the GOP likes to kind of like emulate them in, like, when they try to spin a narrative, you can almost always basically take whatever they say and assume that they're doing pretty much the exact opposite. It's almost like third grade recess rules with these guys. Oh no, I'm not gonna invade this country, and then they're invading this country. Oh no, we're not gonna bomb civilian targets, then they start bombing civilian. Oh no, we're not gonna shoot non-combatants, then they shoot non-combatants. Oh no, we're not gonna take care or take out any of the we'll allow refugee corridors, and they bomb the refugee corridors. You can't trust Putin, because Putin doesn't care actually about getting rid of Nazis like they say. There is no Nazis in well, there probably is like a far right wing. I can't say that there isn't Nazis in Ukraine, because there's Nazis everywhere. There's Nazis in America, for crying out loud. So I can't say that. However, what I can say is that the presence there is like, not I wouldn't say like here, but it's significant. It's not something worth invading a country over, right? So of course it is a pretext, and it's a very poor pretext in trying to fight or to start this war. It's not even a fight. This is an invasion, and it's bad. Trying to think what else has come up. Oh, another thing that came up was Johnny Depp's and Amber Heard are currently in a legal battle, and oh my goodness, not that I absolutely was like 100% Johnny Depp fan or anything of that nature, and I honestly didn't know much about Amber Heard as anything, but oh my goodness, this trial is absolutely astonishing about how bad this guy just had his entire life just flipped and just destroyed by a person, like, honestly, who, in her own words, preyed on the fact that she was a woman and that he was a man, and that if she said that he abused her, that we would believe her over him. And they literally have her saying this on a phone in audio, straight up. Johnny Depp, go ahead and tell them that you are a victim of domestic violence, and see if they believe you or me. And let's be honest, like, if you look at Johnny Depp just as a person, you took a look at you didn't even know who Johnny Depp was, and you look at Amber Heard, and you didn't even know who Amber Heard was, you just saw their pictures, and the only context that you had was like, this man beat his wife, right? Just from the optics alone, I'm sorry, Johnny Depp had everything going against him. And I don't know if anybody or the people who were, who are watching, kind of like remember what happened during that time, but Amber Heard had written an op-ed article about surviving domestic violence, and while she never explicitly named him, she did name like time frames and stuff like that, that basically very strongly alluded to him being the perpetrator of her domestic violence. And she had video of Johnny Depp storming out of a room and slamming, like punching like cabinets or on walls and basically being really aggressive. And then during this trial, we found out that, and I'm not really sure it's really during this trial, but I think we've known for a little bit that we found out that that video was cropped, and that it was taken severely out of context, because prior to that, she had been attacking him, and they had been in a physical altercation that she had started. and him storming out was actually him trying to separate himself from the situation, and not him just coming back from you know, hurting her. um, so good luck to Johnny. Hopefully he does get some sort of vindication, because apparently the people in UK didn't think that this was worth it. So there's that. There's the issue in the social media sphere right now, in my social media sphere, outside of, you know, of course, Swim being canceled. We are canceling now another person called Quantum TV. Now this person he's a black streamer, and so I was like kind of like looking for black streamers and stuff like that, and then I kind of chanced upon him. Thank goodness that I put on some other stuff, because this guy has been actually engaging in copyright strike misuse in YouTube, and apparently he basically, it all started because he had a really bad take with Elden Ring, and people called him out for it and made a reaction video using some of his gameplay and some of the quotes that he made, which were quite inflammatory, not only towards the game but also towards the community and anybody who liked the game that he honestly did not like. And I don't mind that people don't like Elden Ring, and I don't mind that people don't like From Software games, because they are notoriously hard. However, like, if it's not for you, then it's not for you. You play a game, you know, you put it down, and then you play another game, right? But in his opinion, apparently, you know, if a game is not accessible to everybody, it is not a game worth making. However, if you go through a lot, there's a lot that goes through it. He says a lot of contradictory stuff, but outside of just him having that bad take, when people started making react videos to him, there was this one react, but I guess the first person who wrote it, who made the video, Mischief, he ended up trying to copyright strike Mischief's channel because he used, I guess, footage from his actual, you know, review, which he basically said went against fair use, which actually is a part of fair use, where like we're able to react to things and react to people's videos without being legally, like, without it being copyrighted, because we're using it as a form of reaction. We're commentating and we're critiquing it, and we are able to do that, right? And if we use his logic, basically him even having footage of Elden Ring in his video so that he can criticize it, technically goes against his own fair use laws, right? Like however he perceived it. So anyways, copyright strikes this 17-year-old, 16-year-old, actually 16-year-old. We find out he's actually 16-year-old. You know, of course, the 16-year-old takes down the video, but the community gets a hold of it and finds out that not only has he been doing this to anybody who critiques him, but in one of these instances, he's actually went and called somebody's mom. He called a grown man's mother to tell her how much her son is damaging his brand, and he wouldn't want families to get hurt over this. So the YouTuber who receives this harassment, of course, freaks out, and it's just been a really big drama. So the Act Man is the latest person right now that I feel is carrying this torch to hopefully get this man banned from YouTube and deplatformed, because he does deserve to be deplatformed. He is a bigot. He said some extremely horrible things about trans and basically the LGBT community in general. And this just, we don't need him on a social network, or at least on our social network. He can go to that Trumper, the Truth Network or whatever. Apparently they're doing pretty well. Wink, wink. So I think he would be a lot more, you know, at home with people like, you know, Candace Owens and his ilk. So there's that. Now let's go back to Legend of Runeterra. Actually, let's play some games, but we're not. Ha! More talking, because in with the what you call it, the second anniversary, we have some new cards, and of course balance changes. So we're gonna go ahead and go through those really quick. So they added 3 new cards to kind of try to pad out some of the struggling regions like Demacia and you know, and so on and so forth. And they tried to do something for a champion Erder to kind of even him out and get him a little bit more play, because being a new card, he hasn't really been in a lot of decks and a lot of high elo decks, and of course they just made that, they spent a lot of time to make him, so they kind of want people to play with him and want him to have fun. So let's take a look at these 3 cards. So Might of the Vanguard. To play, spend all of your mana, summon a Dauntless Vanguard and grow its stats to that amount. If 9+ mana was spent, grant other allied elites +2. So elites are as a tag, okay? And once we get down a little bit further, actually, you want to know, it's kind of pointless to talk about it if you know, if I'm not going to demonstrate it now. So here we go. Garen is an elite card. Some of these cards have tags. There are multiple different tags. So here you have elite. I believe there's tech, there is poros, there is ascended, so on and so forth. These tags help out, and you know, these are important because of course certain cards key off of these. One of these is elite. So get rid of all your mana, you get a Dauntless Vanguard, and you get to grow its stats to the amount of mana that you pretty much sacrifice. So if you do 9+ of this, it gives all your other elites +2. And I'm assuming, because it says grant other allied elites, I'm assuming that this +2 also applies to elites in your deck, as well as in hand, as well as, I don't know, actually I don't think that it says that. I think basically I'm going to assume that it's going to only affect those out on the field, because it only says grant other allied elites +2/+2. If it said grant allied elites everywhere +2/+2, I would think it'd be like in your hand and in your deck, and it'd hit all those. But I think it just only means that the people, all your allied elites that if you have out on the field at the moment, will get +2. So that's interesting. For glory, this is a Noxus card. It's a slow. For reputation is a tag that if you deal damage, 5+ damage in a round, you will get this reputation keyword. You will fulfill this reputation task. For reputation, it costs 3, which is good. Summon 2 Trifarian Glory Seekers, which will probably be really good for like pressure decks. So that's good. And then Inner Beast is a new card for Failure. Give an ally +1 this round, create a stance swap in hand. Okay, cool. Just basically some utility to kind of make him a little bit more beefier, I guess. I don't play with Erder, so I can't really make a lot of comments on him. So maybe one of these days, once I get enough cards, I can build a deck for him, and we'll go ahead and give him a spin to see, because his stance swapping kind of seems kind of cool, because I'm also like a martial artist. I like to do martial arts and stuff. So anything that's like clues into like strong martial arts or like monk-like type stuff, like one of these days we'll have to find a good Lee Sin deck, because you know, he's a martial artist and stuff like that. Cool. So anyways, let's get back into this. So they've changed some stuff, they've rebalanced some of these some of the champions. So Ash, which is level up, goes from if you frostbite 4 enemies to if you decrease the attack power +4 enemies power to 0. So basically this change in wording allows her to use other methods of lowering. So anything that lowers power will count for it, and as long as it gets lowered down to 0, it counts towards her quest condition, her level up condition. That's pretty cool, because then that allows her to be in a lot more decks. Darius, level 1. I see enemy nexus has 10 health or less. Is changed to I see enemy nexus have half of its starting health. Okay, the reason why they made this change is not really meant for ladder. Actually, it's probably meant for their PvE modes, like the Path of Champions and any other like probably labs related mode that basically will give you more than 20 health, because that's why they have it as the 10 health. Right, initially it was because you only had 10 or 20 health. So his level up condition is basically for a for half health. Once you're at half health, he's trying to take away the rest of it, right? So that's an interesting, it's not really an interesting change, it's just basically kind of making it so that he works as intended wherever he goes. All right, Galio, base stats for his level 2 went from 909 to 010. When I'm summoned, grant other allies +3 each round. The first time an ally takes damage, rally. Okay, anyways, so they probably did this because he's a formidable champion and his health dictates how powerful he is. As he's attacking, he's going to be losing health, and since his health is also his attack power, it just goes to stand that I guess at 9 he was a little bit too squishy. So they gave him up an extra point. Hopefully this makes him maybe a little bit more viable. All right, so Garen has 2 changes, one to his level 1 and one to his level 2. So his level, his level 1, actually no, it doesn't look like his level 1. Oh no, it did. So when I'm summoned, give other allies +1 this round, which I don't think he had that before. It was just play him, he has regeneration 5/5, and if he strikes twice he levels up. So now he also buffs people when he comes into play, which is good, because as he comes down, then you can do he's adding value other than just being on the field. And then for his level up, round start, rally, when I'm summoned, give other allies +1 this round. He once again just gets this +1 when played, and that's interesting. Once again, this is going to play into his elites thing, and elites tend to get stronger as more of them hit the field. So cool. Karma, create in hand a random spell from your regions. When you play a spell, cast it again on the same targets. Round in. Create in hand a random spell from your regions. When you play a spell, copy it with the same targets. I'm not sure exactly what her level up was prior to this. Let's take a look real quick. But obviously they had to do something to make her a little bit more viable, and it looks like it's a wording change. So let's see. All right, so for Karma, they said Karma losing functionality on level up didn't feel great, so her level 2 now retains the spell generation, which also helps replenish in your hand if you empty it to reach enlightenment. Okay, so apparently it looks like basically so in her level 1, she will give you a spell from your region, and I believe in order for her to level up, you have to have 10 mana. But when she levels up, she lost that create the hand a random spell from your regions, and she just had the, when you play a spell, copy it to the same targets, which honestly in her decks, when I play against Karma, and she does happen to reach her level up condition, she becomes really stupid, like extremely stupid. Like, it's not fun eating like 2 pale cascades in a row and like all sorts of like just random, like, just think of the worst thing that you can with an like Ionia anything, and then just double it after she gets level 10, and it's just bad. So this basically I'm would imagine is a good idea for her, because it just basically gives her a lot more utility. So Katarina, her level 2, when I'm summoned, rally and create a fleeting blade's edge. It costs 0. Strike, recall me. Okay. She's quick attack. She's really hard to kill, mainly because you have to kind of like outright kill her when she attacks. Because if she can survive that attack, she comes back to the hand. The problem with Katarina is that, one, she's 4 costs, so it's not like you're gonna be able to just throw her out constantly. 2, the rally, like, and that's kind of like why the rally doesn't feel as good. However, her getting a fleeting blade's edge, I'm not saying like it's a buff, and I'm not saying, and I'm not an expert player in the least. I'm an intermediate to probably like a beginner intermediate. I would say like an intermediate. Like, just because I'm in Browns, I think I got to like platinum. I think it's my highest is platinum. So I think I'm intermediate, right? But from what I've been looking at on Reddit and most of social media, people are super unhappy about this. I'm wondering if she could be put in like real decks, because a 0 cost, what you call it, a spell is pretty interesting for him. In Israel, I think it's like a 3 cost. So if you put him down and then put her down, and then I think every time he attacks, he gets a magic, or the magic missile, or he gets a magic missile, and then she comes down and you get the thing. Yeah, I mean, I believe she at the very least, it opens up possibilities to put her in decks. I don't know if she's going to be on the ladder or anything, but it makes her a little bit more something. I'd be willing to try something. Maybe she can be my thesis into actual masters or something of that nature. Anyways, LeBlanc, level 2, new effect. When I level up, each time I see you deal 15 plus damage, create a mirror image in hand. If you already have one, reduces cost by 1 instead. When I level up and each time I see you deal 15 plus damage, you create a mirror image. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. So what this probably means is, so with her doing reputation, her level up requires her to, I believe, do like around like 25 damage or something. She has to do an arbitrary amount of damage in order to level up, right? Now, every time she accomplishes 15 plus damage, or you in it, whatever attack, and you deal, and she sees it, she sees you deal 15 damage, you get this mirror image, which I think is an attack. It's like a 4-cost attack spell. And that means that if you do 15 damage, you get 1 card. If you do 18 damage, you do 1 mirror image. But let's say you do 30 damage in an attack, I'm assuming you get 2 mirror images. Let's say you do 45 or 50 damage, whatever, you get 3 or whatever. And you can do this usually in her decks, because her decks also have methods of buffing up your characters. She's usually paired with Severe, and she also gives like buffs and like keywords stuff too. So this is interesting. It just means that she gets to hit a little bit harder or something like that. That's cool. Leona, she gets Overwhelm. Okay, that's nice. I don't think that Overwhelm, I mean, the problem I have with this of giving her Overwhelm is like her kind of stick is stunning people. And so if you're gonna be stunning people and you're stunning the strongest, and I mean, yeah, I guess it would be interesting if she would just like maybe make whoever like this Daybreak stun the strongest enemy, and then I don't know, make the weakest enemy vulnerable. I don't know, but giving her Overwhelm just doesn't seem like it does anything. At least with what I mean, not that it doesn't do anything, but it'd be nice if she had some way to make somebody vulnerable so that you can kind of capitalize off of something like that. Malphite, level 1. When you play stun an enemy, when you summon 10 plus mana of landmarks. When I level up, if you have an attack token, create an unstoppable force in hand. Cool. New effect, play stun an enemy. Okay, cool. So when he comes down, he stuns up enemy. When I'm summoned or round start, if you have the attack token, you get an unstoppable force, but basically stuns enemies and deals damage, I believe. So yeah. It just makes him it just gives him a little bit more utility, makes him a little bit more useful for like end game, and basically just shutting down games. Like that's his thing. Once he comes down, you kind of want to shut down the game. Nasus gets fearsome again. That's nice. They just basically roll back one of his nerfs. That's nice, I guess. We'll probably see him back on the board again in some way, shape, or form later on, because he's extremely strong, and I think Shurima is still extremely strong now. Nocturne, level 2. When you play a unit, gives enemies -1 this power this round. When you summon a unit, give enemies -1 this round. Okay, my question is this a recursive when you summon a unit, or is this you just summon a unit and then you get that -1? Because if this is a recursive -1, or a repeating -1, so it's like I summon like a spider, or I summon this or whatever, and I'm just like putting things down and they just get weak and weaker, that's actually pretty interesting. I like that. Scion gets a point of health in its base stats. That's good. or a point of power, it looks like, actually. From 1626, 86 to 96, and 84 to 94. Yeah, it looks like he gets points of power. So that's good. Herder, level up condition. You've damaged the enemy Nexus 7 times this game. It's changed from you've played stance swap 3 times this game. That makes his level up so much easier, because Failure typically doesn't have any way to directly damage your opponent's Nexus, really. Honestly, like, they probably do have a few things, and you can do it through like overwhelm and what you do with them through overwhelm and frostbiting people. However, if they're playing stuff like Bandletree or just really buff heavy decks, that'll lock him out. So now that all he has to do is just stance swap 3 times and he levels up, maybe people actually use him. Vladimir does not have a keyword, gets fearsome, and then his regeneration, he gets regeneration at level 2. So they took away his so he's got fearsome at level 1, and then he gains regeneration at level 2. So they can't remember, I don't know, did he have regeneration? I think he did have regeneration already. I think this is a nerf. Well, it's a buff and a nerf. What did he have before? Let's take a look. All right, so for Vladimir, Vlad has a bloody hard time dealing with chump blockers, so this change should let him be a bigger threat and close out games faster. So yeah, he didn't have keywords. I did not remember him not having keywords before. But that regeneration is pretty ridiculous. It'd be nice to play maybe a Scargrounds deck with him again, bringing him back, because that was something that I used against the Zeralia fiasco of like 2020. Let's see. Increase the cost, nerf, or yep, nerf. Buff. When ascended allies level up, advance me 10 rounds. When ascended ally, okay. Nerf. Reputation I cost 2, reputation I cost 3, and when I'm summoned, grant me overwhelm. Balance, because they gave him, they not only they added some utility, but then this is just a balance change to kind of make it more valuable. Hydra Allseer change: when I'm summoned, create a stance swap in hand. It costs 0 this round. When I'm summoned, create a stance swap in hand. This first stance you play each round costs 1. This is a buff. This is a buff. Give him an elite so that he can be buffed with other elite type stuff. Bandletree cost from 5 down to 4. So okay, round start, create a follower from a new region in hand. Win the game if you've summoned 10 regions. To round start, create a follower from a new region in hand. Win the game if I've seen units from 10 regions summoned. This is a buff. It's supposed to be a balance change, meaning, actually, I guess it's technically a nerf. Reason being is that the Bandletree has to be out in order for this to work. Beforehand, all you had to do was just summon units from each of the 10 regions. Once Bandle Tree is in play, there's been 10 regions summoned, and it resolves after that 10th unit is put into play and your turn resolves, you will win the game. So this basically makes it so that the Bandle Tree has to see all 10 units in play in order for it to work. Meaning, for the Bandle Tree player, not only is it a race to get 10, but now they have to do it in the presence of the tree and keep the tree alive. The issue I see with this is there's not a lot of landmark removal. I think that we'll see where the buff or whether this nerf of the Bandle Tree having to see all 10 regions actually does any damage to this deck or to the Bandle Tree deck. I think it'll slow it down, which means like that's good. It'll slow it down from winning as quick as it does, but I'm not sure. We'll see. Time will tell. All right, cost. This is a buff. Give allies +2 this round if you summon or cast cards for 4+3. Give allies +4/+4 instead. Give allies +2 this round if you summon or cast cards for 3. Okay, this is a that is a nerf. And then let's see, that was a nerf. Let's see, that was a nerf. Dragon's Protection is now Focus, which is a buff. That's a really big buff, like it's an extremely big buff. That's a really big buff. And then Shadow Apprentice, when I'm summoned, if you have an ephemeral ally, grant me +1/+1. When you summon an ephemeral ally, grant me. Okay, so they nerfed him. So now he's not just becoming beefier, he just becomes more, which makes sense because he's an elusive unit, and elusive units are supposed to be fragile. Okay, cool. And then they're making some game rule updates, so these are actually really important because this fundamentally changes parts of the game. Okay, so burst pass. So let's see, previously you could only end the round after your opponent has fully passed without taking an action. Beginning this patch, if your opponent passes after playing only a burst or focus spell, you may now end the round. So what this means is that in certain decks, especially control decks, one of the things that they like to do is they like to even when you have the attack token, they like to pass, see what you will do, what the opponent will do, and then the opponent plays their cards. That way they can play their cards in reaction. Basically, I think what this is saying is if you burst pass, you basically end the round there. I'm thinking we're making this change to create consistency between how gameplay flows both inside and outside of combat, create a higher stake decision space, especially in the late game, and reduce empty and unnecessary pass and pass backs. So yeah, they're just basically trying to eliminate that. One of the big problems I think in the game is that whole idea of like trying to rope people with the time. So this is hopefully to make the game a little bit faster. Okay, fine. Cast is merging with play. This is a bit complex, so let's define play and Legendary Terror first. When a card leaves your hand into play or into the stack that is playing a card. Great. Changed. Cast cards have now adjusted to activate when you play a card. Changed. targeting now activates when you play a card. With this change, we're adjusting 61 cards in ways that range from small text only changes to larger impact timing changes. The vast majority of these cards are buffs with some slight tweaks and a few nerfs. On an extra closely monitoring both positive cases for buffed cards and negative cases for nerfed, and make them future changes accordingly, and hopefully you do the vice versa as well, because sometimes those positive changes can be negative in overall. We're making these changes to unify the timing of our spell listeners, to decrease the consistency and understandably, increase gameplay and satisfaction of playing cards with like Lux and Harmondinger, increase overall utility of slow spells, clean up the space for new mechanics. Okay, cool. This might be hard to fully grasp right away, so take some time to experiment, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Some visual effects states, they added a lot more junk. Don't worry, apparently it's been so bad, it's bad to the point where like they've just come back and were like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and fix this. So we're gonna come back when they fix it, and then just of course some, you know, give us your money type stuff. So if you want to play some stuff, spend some money, you can do that. And they have a little event here, a daily event, do the quests, so on and so forth. So I spent 45 minutes basically doing updates and stuff like that. So let's actually get into a game. What do we got here? Win games with Ionia, play units from Noxus or Shadow Isles, level up champions. Okay, and then my second anniversary stuff. We got complete all 7 daily event quests to celebrate blah blah blah, and then deal damage with champions. Okay, cool. So we're looking for a Ionia or a Noxus Shadow Isle. We have Caitlyn Ezreal that has Noxus cards. Got Mistraps that has some Shadow Isles cards. Here we go, Spider Aggro it is. We can deal with both of them all at once. Do this. Let's do you and you and here. It's you and yeah. I'll put you Lucy. So here, got your Jackal Cackle and you played wide. There you go. Cool. All right, let's jump into it. Spider Aggro. Now, Spider Aggro is like it as on the 10. It's a deck built with spiders, and it's really aggressive. So what you want to do here, what I'm looking for my mulligan is 1-drops, and pretty much that's it. This is a very, I want to say, brain dead deck. You just want to close out the game as fast as possible. So we're playing against Caitlyn Ezreal Heimerdinger. We're gonna probably see a lot of removal in Teemo. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna be like a removal hubby. We may have some trouble with this. So 2 2 2 1. Honestly, I want to get rid of these, and yeah, I don't care. Be like, I want to get rid of her. Okay. So I don't have the attack token. I'll go ahead and pass. Oh wow, I don't like the okay, let's see. I don't like the new button. Let's go ahead and put down a, well, no, he's got 2. Whatever he's gonna do. Okay, let's put down you. You won't get past me. I'm gonna try to bait out the nope. Okay, so jump bump's good. Whoop. Okay, ready. Good. Good. Three. I think what I want to do. Okay, go puff pop paddler. Actually, I think we're good. We'll throw you down. We'll see if we can bait out some more removal. Nope. Okay.
Come closer. I don't bite.
I mean, if it's a what you call a magic missile, then we'll just go ahead and eat it. But
I've always been a fun guy.
So young. We could use a bite. With a mushroom, though.
I think I may have misplayed that. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Reporting in.
Okay, I think we're both. This is getting down to the wire.
I'm a peddler, not a meddler.
Okay. Right now, he's basically trying to figure out what my last card's gonna be. But that's okay. Because he doesn't have Ionia. He has no things. And so we can decimate him and close out this game. Pretty good. So. Cool. It's done. right? Another game. Oh. Oh, did we talk about Mike Tyson already? I think we did. He ended up like, so basically he was on a plane and some random dude was sitting there harassing him. So apparently he got a bottle thrown at him by this guy that had been like, I guess, really drunk and had been harassing him before the flight had taken off. And Mike Tyson kind of like laid into him, and people, and it's not the issue. The issue I don't have is with Mike Tyson hitting this person. It's the fact that it's how the media is portraying it, like Mike Tyson just did it because, right? Oh my goodness, look at him. He's fought. You know, he was fighting passengers, and like, but the passenger was harassing him. The person was like really in his space, and like really, let's just think about this. This is Mike Tyson. This is Mike Tyson, a legendary boxer that is known for just straight annihilating his opponents. Like, why are you going to, like, for any reason, why are you going to sit there and just harass this man, right? Like, there's no reason to do what this kid was doing. So I feel he kind of deserved what he got. That's me. I don't think that the media is properly portraying the situation, and I feel it's because, not only just because, you know, he's black, but because he's a former felon. He did go to jail, but that has absolutely nothing to do with what he was. We're gonna go ahead and play this, the Raccoon Tour, because if he attacks, he's not. Go ahead and end the round. Landmines destructive. Okay. That just means that we have to make sure we get rid of. Not gonna continue. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Legion Saboteur. The reason why I picked Legion Saboteur is because I want that I kind of want her tick damage more than I want anything else.
Stand in my way.
Okay.
Okay, ready.
I'm gonna do damage regardless. And I've got a little bit of protection as well. I'm not going full commit, but because I'm gonna have to get to the point where okay.
Are you ready? Let's take it for a spin.
There you go. Interesting. This probably waiting for that. Destroyed allies. When an allied element is destroyed, deal 1 to the weakest enemy. That would be you. Shoot. I'm off tempo.
No one's the wiser.
If it was important,
Bad.
I should have built it better.
Okay, that's fine. Ugh, that's not good. And Elise doesn't really do me much help right now. Deal 1 to an enemy and 1 to... we'll keep that. No, all...
If they don't break, they'll burn.
Okay. Now I'm pretty much hoping for he hasn't destroyed any landmarks yet. Actually, we can kind of probably chump block. This is almost in. Like, I'm way out of tempo. Like, I shouldn't be. So we'll guard with you. We'll guard with you. We'll guard with you. Keep our spiders. Right? And then I think now I can play.
There's nothing to fear.
Now he has to deal with Elise. And he's not going to, so she levels up.
Smooth as silk.
And then we go. Oh. You die to you. 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 You go here. Meh. Okay, that's smart. So he's obliterating. What does that do? That's gonna blow up. There's no way for me to kill him beforehand. He's gonna do one. Okay, yep. Okay. Okay. I'm way out of my depth right now, so it's very well within his thing to probably have me lose, because all he needs is he's gonna destroy a thing, he's gonna level up. So unless I get I top deck a what is it called? What are them decimates? I'm probably sunk. Or what you call it, the chicky chick. Nope. So we'll pass. Hopefully he can't deal. We'll skip. Block. Yeah, let's skip the block.
Where's my axe?
Never mind.
They got past me.
There goes him. And I have nothing to do. That's pretty bad. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much sunk, because if I don't, once again, yeah. And she doesn't even come out on the thing. Ah. So yep, I'm done. Oh well. Yep, I'm done. All he has to do is attack. Oh wow. Alright, let's see if that completed my quest. Did. Alright. Up next. Win games with Ionia. And so we'll go ahead and work on that next stream, which would be Saturday, God willing, at 9 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Please take care of yourselves. Be positive. I don't know if you like Nicki Minaj, but FD Signifier has a most likely a very well thought out video essay on why she should be considered a GOAT in hip hop, which I'm sorry, she is, as much as it does pain to say this, should be considered a GOAT because of the contributions she has contributed to the genre of hip hop and rap and so on and so forth. Yeah, please go check out FD Signifier's thing. Subscribe to him if you want to listen to a very intelligent black man, and he's really cool. I like him too, even though he does have a really bad take on debate bros and the whole little debate bro space. Not everybody can have perfect takes. So I believe he's a pretty good guy. I'll sign on to him. So Y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and we'll see you later.